Pioneer DJ introduces a new flagship Rekordbox DJ controller. Arturia shows off another MiniBrute 2. Universal Audio introduces a new audio interface. Rekordbox DJ gets an update, and the Volca series gets a new edition. Find out more coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video. Pioneer DJ recently just announced their brand new flagship Rekordbox DJ controller, the DDJ-1000. Now this controller marks a new step forward for Pioneer DJ in the controller department. This controller has a brand new design instead of taking cues from their older Serato DJ controllers. This is a 4-channel controller that includes 2 jog wheels from the actual DDJ-1000 Nexus-2s, but instead of the older center displays, this new controller features 2 color screens, 1 in each jog wheel. This new screen includes a lot of information. In my opinion, a little bit too much information. Hopefully there's options for that in the newer version of Rekordbox DJ that you can adjust what is shown and what's not shown, because in the example video and in also the pictures as well, there's so much going on in such a small area. It kind of detracts from the actual design. It makes it a little bit harder to read instead of actually being more helpful. Like I mentioned, this is a 4-channel controller, and just like its older brother, the Nexus lineup, you get 4 color effects and have the ability to control each of those per channel, as well as 14 beat effects, a lot of them borrowed from the actual Nexus 2 lineup. Now this is just a controller, and you will need a laptop connected to this to make the actual controller function, but it does feature 4 audio inputs, 2 of which are being phono inputs, so you could have turntables or CDJs hooked up to this and actually run this in Rekordbox DJ DVS mode as well, which is a nice addition. So when you're ready to make the step up from Rekordbox DJ and maybe get used to playing in clubs on CDJs or maybe on turntables if you're a vinyl DJ, you can make that jump without having to buy new gear with just this new flagship controller. Also, on top of each jog wheel, you'll notice the differences in this controller from their previous Serato DJ inspired controllers. You get the loop and reloop buttons, the in and out buttons, and a lot of the actual deck section mirrors what you'd find on a Nexus 2 player instead of looking like every other Serato DJ controller out there. So if you're set on staying in the Rekordbox ecosystem, maybe from Rekordbox DJ you want to eventually make the move to just using regular Rekordbox, using, you know, just flash drives, this controller kind of eases you into that workflow more than their previous controllers, which had a design that was strictly for controllers and controller DJs, where this one kind of prepares you to make that jump into just using CDJs and a mixer a lot more, in my opinion. This thing is set to retail under $1,300 and should be out mid-January. Now, I recently covered Arturia's newest synth, the MiniBrute 2, but they just announced another new synth, which is another take on the MiniBrute 2. This is the Arturia MiniBrute 2S. Now what this does is it removes the keyboard section from the MiniBrute 2 and replaces it with pads, as well as adding a step sequencer. Now you may be thinking, why would you want this instead of the regular MiniBrute 2? Well, if you use a lot of, smaller or modular gear and you don't really need a keyboard, but you need a sequencer, this MiniBrute 2 might just be for you. This adds a nice sequencer to the MiniBrute 2, and the pads you can still play and create sequences using it the way they're laid out is laid out like a keyboard as well, so you can still program in all of your different lead lines or bass lines and still add in other synthesizers, maybe a modular or 2, maybe something from the Volca line, and have them all sequenced within the MiniBrute 2. So you can think of it sort of like the brain of your modular analog synth situation or your performance piece. And I like that because it takes the MiniBrute 2 and the power that that synth has with its patch bay and the amount of sounds you can create out of it, and adds a nice step sequencer and adds the ability to add different pieces of gear to make this really the brain of your performance. So if you're using something maybe like the Arturia BeatStep or BeatStep Pro in the past, you can actually remove that piece of gear and just use the sequencer on the MiniBrute 2 as your actual sequencer. The MiniBrute 2S should be shipping in February and retails for under $650. If you're serious about production and serious about audio in general, you've heard the name Universal Audio before. And especially if you're into making beats and wanting the nicest, crispest, highest quality audio out there, you've definitely thought about owning a Universal Audio interface. and now they've introduced a brand new USB-C audio interface they're calling the Arrow. And the best part about this audio interface, in my opinion, is the price. It goes for about $500, which is pretty much unheard of as far as universal audio is concerned, with the kind of technology that this audio interface has, as well as a software bundle. Now, not only does Universal Audio make great audio interfaces, but most owners of UA equipment and producers that I know that use these audio interfaces buy these things for the software bundle. These plugins use the actual DSP power found in these audio interfaces to give you some of the most high quality plugins available. You get recreations from things like the API or the Neve, or a slew of other vintage consoles and boards out there, as well as other plugins as well to really take your production to the next level. And for around $500, the Arrow includes a bundle of these things. Now, they might not be the latest, but as far as software bundles are concerned, with a high quality audio interface, this is a great bargain in my opinion. With the announcement of the DDJ-1000, as well as a few other pieces of hardware, Pioneer DJ announced Rekordbox DJ's new version 5.1. And in this new version, besides getting compatibility with their latest controller that they're putting out, it now has the ability to take lyrics and place them on visuals that are actually coded to your actual files. So if you're a karaoke DJ, this new update might change the game for you. Now, you'll need special files that have the actual lyrics coded into them, but if you get these files, these lyrics can be put onto whatever screens or type of visualization setup you have, as well as other visualization options in the background. So not only are you getting those custom lyrics that you would need as a karaoke DJ, but the ability to add things in the background as well and have those function in and around your DJ setup is pretty cool in my opinion. It isn't something that a lot of club DJs or touring DJs might need, but it's a cool feature, and it's really nice to see that Rekordbox DJ is not just for the club type of DJ or, you know, open format, EDM, whatever, but the DJs that are doing night in and night out for a variety of different kinds of gigs, karaoke included, can still use the software and have features built in just for them. Now, in somewhat of a surprising product from Korg, they have just introduced the new VolcaMix. Now, this is a 4-channel audio mixer, which is broken down into 2 mono channels as well as 1 stereo pair channel. So you get 3 faders that control 4 different channels. Now, the vocals have had the ability to chain and link together in the past, but this new VolcaMix unit adds a lot of cool features that I think a lot of vocal users out there will appreciate. First off, you get a high pass and low pass filter per channel. You get a compressor and expander that includes side chaining. With another cool feature that this new mixer has is the ability to patch out power. So you can have 1 power cord going into this and power 3 of your vocals all off 1 AC outlet. Of course, like all of the other Volcas, this Volca includes speakers as well. But the big difference on this one, it actually includes stereo speakers, where most of the Volcas that you've seen in the past have 1 mono speaker. You also get a stereo out as well as a stereo send. And most important in my opinion, you have a master clock with sync out. So not only can you run audio from all of your vocals and mix them into this one unit, but you can have this unit send out the actual master clock as well, so everything can be in sync and be on time and act as one giant unit. This new VolcaMix unit should retail for under $170 and should be out later this January. So that's it for the news this week. So question of the day, what are your thoughts on Pioneer's new flagship Rekordbox DJ controller? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click right here to subscribe to this channel. Or if you'd like to watch more content, go ahead and click on that video right there. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.